Yep, today we're going to Buc-ee's.
It's basically an amusement park.
It's a really popular, viral gas station. People love it. People worship it. People make it their entire livelihood.
And we're gonna do just that for 24 hours. The challenge starts now. Put the timer on the screen.
Buc-ee's was founded in 1982 in Texas, which I mean, that totally makes sense. Everything's bigger in Texas. And Buc-ee's actually holds the world record for the largest convenience store. Unfortunately, the Buc-ee's we are at isn't the world record, but I did find out that the Buc-ee's we went to in Colorado is around 74,000 square feet, and the largest Buc-ee's, aka the largest convenience store in the world, is around 75,000 square feet. So
Wait, so we're in the ballpark?
basically we're at the world's largest convenience store, but we're off by 1,000 square feet.
So many gas pumps there.
There are over 100 gas pumps. Pump, pump, pump. So much gas to pump.
Dog.
And you might think, oh my gosh, it's a big gas station, so it's also a truck stop. No, they had multiple signs. No truckers. We have to talk about one of the reasons Buc-ee's is so magical. Buc-ee the Beaver.
Little cartoon man, Beaver thing. He is the Mickey Mouse of Buc-ee's.
It is kind of odd that the mascot for this gas station is a rodent with buck teeth. But then again, Mickey Mouse.
He's a little rodent,
Yeah, he's a rodent too. So something about rodents being mascots of brands automatically makes your brand really popular. People love worshiping rodents.
But then whenever they try to come into our house, we immediately murder them. Mouse traps, killing beavers every day across the US. We glorify them on a gas station. It would be confusing if you were a rodent.
They take Buc-ee's seriously because at one point in the day at Buc-ee's, we saw someone polishing down the statue. They were there for like 20 minutes cleaning Buc-ee down, making sure he looks hot for everyone.
I know it'd be like if you went to the Catholic church and they'd be cleaning the crucifix. Like it felt very sacred as they were washing it.
They have Buc-ee's branded everything. Plates, cups, clothes,
Wrapping paper, stuffed animals, slippers,
spatulas, coasters to put your drink on.
and even swimwear. We might have copped a couple. We did some damage.
When we bought these swimsuits, the employee did say you can't return these because that's gross. And that's actually a good point. You probably shouldn't be able to return swimsuits. This bikini bottom is going straight up my ass, and I don't think I should be able to go to Buc-ee's and return it, even though I still have the tag on somewhere.
My swimsuit is inspired by Nara Smith. Is that her name?
That TikTok girl that likes being traditional.
Yeah, I'm more of a trad wife vibe. That's trending. Yeah, just like save the skin for Jesus and your husband, you know? Whereas Jacob's more of a modern whore. That's also a movement that's going on. So it just depends. We'll find out in the comments what's gonna win, you know? Buc-ee's goes all out in every aspect. Even their bathrooms are world renowned. They won the award for cleanest bathroom in 2024, was it?
2012, so it was a few years ago.
But even their bathrooms are over the top.
So are they world famous clean?
Yeah, every single urinal had a thing of Jomex next to it.
Oh my gosh, they're really keeping it good.
Yeah, and they also had, obviously, soap to wash your hands. It was giant in there, too.
And it just felt sparkling clean.
Yeah, there was no, like, pubes in the urinal.
Buc-ee's.
Did you notice every time we went to the bathroom during this day, there was always at least one or two employees cleaning down random stalls, random urinals, random countertops?
Yeah, no, they keep it up to par in there. And I loved how even the stalls, they had red and green lights to let you know if it was open or not. Like, you don't have to do an awkward knock in someone's mid-bowel movement having to defend themselves. Like, you know if it's open, you know if it's not.
I did use one of the stalls, and it was clean. There was Jomex in the stall. What? I had the biggest smile on my face every time we walked into this Buc-ee's because every time one of the employees would yell, "Welcome to Buc-ee's!"
Welcome to Buc-ee's! At first when we arrived, it was more of just a casual welcome to Buc-ee's. But then as we went through the day, I don't know if the employees get more delirious, but it started getting louder and more unhinged.
It felt like every employee inside of this Buc-ee's was actually an actor and they had a script they were following. Because all of the employees were so nice.
Even in the food section, they were yelling out stuff every now and then. They were singing songs.
So much food at Buc-ee's. We were there for breakfast because we had to try the breakfast. Like Lucas was saying earlier, for the Texas Roundups place, they kept singing a song, but it turns out it isn't a song. It's a chant they do every time brisket is done. Basically, someone would say, "Fresh hot brisket on board," and then the rest of the employees in that Texas Roundup section, they were all wearing cowboy hats too, very Texas, would scream along, "Fresh hot biscuit on board!" This is the entire barbecue section, and it's made fresh. Like they actually are cooking brisket here. It's not frozen.
Now I'm starting to understand why Buc-ee's is so popular. They actually have fresh barbecue in a gas station. There was a bakery. They had all this fresh food being made.
This wasn't some joke bakery. No, there was like 30 different bakery items. Insane. You could go here for a month and get a new item each day from the bakery. Sweets, fudge, nuts, desserts. You could see the nuts being swirled with sugar. It was so magical to look at.
Seeing the fudge being stirred was also magical.
Fudge, call the judge. Love it. That's basically what it felt like being there.
I know, and being there in the morning rush, you had adrenaline running through your system because everyone was rushing, so excited to grab their food. It reminded me of like being in The Sims or something.
I feel like Buc-ee's is the new New York City.
No one's moving to New York City anymore. Just move next to a Buc-ee's. We got our breakfast items and we brought them to the car because there wasn't a dining area, because this is the gas station. People are on road trips. It's more of a on-the-go food type of experience. So we had to experience it in the car because that's how it's meant to be.
There was people grabbing their food and leaving, but there was also people that had fold-up chairs. They had little picnic tables. People were kind of throwing mini parties in the parking lot. We got the paddle tail. This is in the bakery. I think it's supposed to look like a beaver tail because Buc-ee the beaver.
It seems like in TikTok videos about Buc-ee's, they always say, you gotta try the paddle tail. It's one of the go-to viral items. It's famous. Cinnamon roll honey bun. You know Hostess honey buns? It's kind of just that, right? So the look of it, I'm on board. I'm excited. Not to start off all sour, but I don't know if you can request to heat these up, but I immediately could tell it wasn't warm and hot. And if I'm gonna have a cinnamon roll or a honey bun, it needs to be hot. I'm just imagining the Hostess honey buns in the plastic wrap in the microwave. It needs to be hot.
Pastry with just so much frosting, sugar, gooiness. But I was confused because this was the first item we were having at Buc-ee's and everyone was hyping it up on the internet and stuff. Wait, is this whole day just gonna be a flop? Because this isn't even that good. Now we're digging into the brisket egg tacos. They had a bunch of tacos to choose from. When we opened it from the aluminum foil, it didn't look appetizing. It looked like it had been squeezed together.
Yeah, but right away, I could kind of tell that it was real eggs. I don't know if that's true, but it didn't give the usual instant hotel breakfast egg. Like, I feel like they're actually using whole eggs in there, and they were not well done eggs because you could tell it wasn't dry. It was like they were still moist, which I was excited about. We didn't have any salsa, but can you imagine dripping salsa on this? This won me back over after the beaver tail.
Brisket tasted so fresh. Like, you just bit into this brisket taco and it all kind of just created a soup in your mouth. And I know that does sound gross, but you just had to be there. Now we're moving on to the sausage, egg, cheese croissant. This is more basic. It's not a brisket egg croissant. It's sausage, egg, cheese. You can get this anywhere. This is actually at a lot of gas stations. Like, this is a gas station breakfast classic.
Oh yeah, I remember having many of these in my life out of that plastic container.
Yeah, and it's in like the warmer fridge thing.
They also had biscuit sandwiches. Let us know if you're into that. We aren't because we don't like dry, gross things. But I know some of you guys might. Like you're going to choke on that biscuit.
It was buttery and warm. I don't know, but this croissant felt like it was baked at the Buc-ee's.
It was a great croissant because it's just flaky. The sausage was that type of sausage that is so good where it's so much flavor somehow packed into each bite. Like so much sodium.
Frozen type sausage.
Like they just have sodium loaded in that thing. I don't know how they do it, but I'm glad that we figured out how to process meat to be like that.
Because it gets to a point where you can't taste anything in this croissant except for the sodium-filled sausage because that overwhelms your taste buds. And also, that kind of also makes your taste buds go away. Once you have that much sodium right in the morning, I feel like it doesn't matter what you eat for the rest of the day because you already depleted your taste buds. There's nothing left.
They're burnt off and they regrow after about 48 hours. If an Amish person bit into this, they would die. I actually don't think they'd be able to handle it.
Anyways, this was a very good item, but it's nothing amazing, but also I do like it.
It was a step up from a regular breakfast sandwich at a regular gas station, 100%. Maybe a whole flight of stairs above.
Yeah, I would say that. It's like actually better than most fast food croissants too. We also got the Beast Burrito.
If they have a breakfast burrito, we have to try it because you guys know that our opinion on breakfast burritos matters. We're not an expert in everything, but this is one of the places where we are. We actually shine.
Lucas is sort of a MyFitnessPal person, so he brought up that all of these have calories on the packages. For example, this Beast Burrito, oh my gosh, guess how much it has? 1,400, 500. No, it has 900 calories. I did think that was interesting that they actually listed the calories. I take that back. I think it's now like a legal federal law that if you have more than 5 locations of a restaurant that sells food or anything that sells food, you have to have the nutrition facts.
I actually, that breaks the bubble for me. I thought they were just doing it because they knew a lot of people were MyFitnessPal type people. Eggs, sausage, and bacon and hash browns. Like there wasn't really a sauce in there, right?
Yeah, it was all those goodies. There wasn't much of a sauce, so again, I wish we would have got salsa, but it was all gone.
If you ever had a Taco John's meat and potato breakfast burrito, this is very close to that, which I'm pretty sure Taco John's is Tex-Mex. Buc-ee's is made in Texas. Maybe this is a Tex-Mex burrito.
This is more of a dad type burrito because...
Yes. Like Lord wouldn't eat this. And I love it. I love all the different flavors of breakfast burritos. There's like Midwest breakfast burritos. This is more of, a burly dad would really love this.
This tortilla, though, was definitely homemade because it was like gooey. Like, okay, gooey isn't the right word, but you could just tell it wasn't like a Mission brand tortilla. No, they were like making this in-house because it was so tasty.
I always think this when we do these videos. I just wish I could go back and actually enjoy it more because now I'm so hungry right now and I just feel like I didn't enjoy it as much as I could have.
I'm definitely a bisexual breakfast burrito person. I guess pansexual might be the right word because I'm just into every type of breakfast burrito. I don't care what sexual organ you have, what gender you are. Like, I just want to be inside of any breakfast burrito.
Honestly, though.
We're going to be ranking each meal, and we mutually decided that breakfast is an 8 out of 10.
The only thing that brought it down was that paddle tail.
Now it's time to explore Buc-ee's, really see every single inch of this establishment. Buc-ee's, of course, has the regular gas station stuff, like a bunch of junk food that's made for the pantry, chips, crackles, all of that stuff.
They also have a bunch of liquids, of course, the pops, the coffees, the alcohol even. They have every type of liquid for you to enjoy at your convenience.
You forgot the most iconic one. They have an entire icy station.
I honestly am surprised they're using icy. Didn't you think they'd have their own Buc-ee's version?
Yeah, because while walking on this Buc-ee's, that's one of the things you notice right away. They have Buc-ee's branded everything.
Yeah, Buc-ee's is getting into every category of food and beverage.
It looks very pleasing to even look at this footage because everything is just perfectly on the shelf. They have Lay's chips, but then they have the Buc-ee's branded Lay's chips. And they also just have a bunch of other Buc-ee's branded food, like peanut brittle. That's not a knockoff. That's just they have their own peanut brittle.
Anything you can think of, Buc-ee's is making it.
It should be mentioned that Buc-ee's Buc-ee's only has reusable bags, and they were 19 cents each, which is such a good price for a reusable bag. Like, because you could technically use this like indefinitely.
We've been talking about Buc-ee's for so long, I think it's about time for a snack break.
Cheesy puffs, hot and spicy.
Obviously a knockoff of Cheeto Puffs. They call them Puffs as well, right?
But it's the Buc-ee's version.
I've always loved Cheeto Puffs. Look at that chode. Actually loving this. Take it away from me.
I'm not completely sure if I've ever had Cheeto branded puffs that are spicy. Maybe I've had, I probably have. I've lived for 24 years. At some point I did. Why I mentioned that is to say like, these are like just as good. I just know it's just as good. Like these are so tasty.
We're always into the new hot girl. Like Cheetos can make ones that are even cheaper, but I want the Buc-ee's one because it's new and fun.
There was a bunch of trail mixes, nuts. Nuts is like a really big thing for Buc-ee's.
Yeah, it makes sense because I feel like a lot of people on road trips want this in the cup holder to munch on. This type of stuff doesn't really get me going.
This one kind of got me going because peanut butter.
Ooh.
Peanut butter is just so good. Why was I trying to act like that's such an original idea?
Where's the
like,
peanut butter though?
It's called Peanut Butter Blast. Peanuts, honey roasted peanuts, peanut butter chips, peanut butter candies, mini peanut butter cups, and peanut butter coated pretzel balls. Ah!
I'm not even kidding. Trail mix has been a very infrequent occurrence in my life, but this is some of the best trail mix I've had, if I'm being honest. Can you imagine being on the trails with this?
That's what I was just about to say about trail mix is that 90% of people that get trail mix, of course there's that 10% that actually are going on hikes, but 90% of people, we're just on the couch watching 90 Day Fiancé eating this, let's be honest.
We aren't doing any sort of exercise where we need to be fueled, but...
Oh, yeah.
Like actually,
Everything and more.
Have you ever had trail mix that had little clumps of peanut butter though?
No.
They're innovative.
Buc-ee's mini lemon crisp cookies.
When I saw these on the shelf, I said, that'd be really cute to fill this with milk.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of boring, but I want to try boring stuff sometimes. Proudly distributed by Buc-ee's in Lake Jackson, Texas.
Oh, this is all Texas made, honey.
Mom, tell me how to open this.
No, those are for mom when you go to bed. Okay. I got an underwhelming energy radiating, but I don't know if I read you wrong.
No, it is definitely tasty. These are better than I expected.
No, I got a surge of lemon. And at first I didn't really like how it was hard, but now I'm kind of liking it. But I thought it was going to be soft, but it wasn't. But honestly, it's really good.
It looks super boring, but from just having one, somehow they pack a bunch of flavor in there. Like, there's a bunch of lemon. This is sort of the charity part of the video, so since we are just so lucky to go to Buc-ee's, we decided to bring some goodies back for some of our family. Both of our mommy, like we have the same mommy, but she loves lemon. So when I got this, I just knew that this would be the perfect gift for her.
Mother.
Yeah, I'll include a photo of her with it if she's down to be in the video, but we'll see.
You know, trail mix is kind of a father thing. Our dad's always been munching on our peanuts our whole life, but he's a nut boy. He always had nuts. So we got these for our dad. He's gonna love watching his little disgusting gore movies at night and be eating on these. You know, his war movies he always is watching. Maybe a documentary about how they made the tank in the 40s.
Lunchtime! First of all, we needed to get some soda. There was an entire wall of fountain sodas to choose from, and they had these giant cups to fill with soda.
I was on the hunt for Diet Coke like I always am, but they have their own Diet Buc-ee's cola. Buc-ee's is even infiltrating the soda fountain. There's all these different Buc-ee's flavors. I got Diet Buc-ee's cola and a little splash of Buc-ee's lemonade, and it immediately gave Diet Pepsi, which, you know, I do prefer Diet Coke. I'm gonna be honest, but Diet Pepsi is, I'll never turn it down if it's there. So I enjoyed.
I just got Diet Dr. Pepper, and I do have to say that I'm glad they have Diet Dr. Pepper. They probably had legit every soda you could dream of. That's obviously an exaggeration, but when a place has Diet Dr. Pepper, I am always like, finally, we're getting our rights. bites.
Oh, yeah, because that is rare, but it's starting to become more normalized. It was time to get a basket out. We aren't going to hold ourselves back for lunch. We are not going to be withheld by how much our hands can hold.
In the Texas Roundup station, they had a bunch happening. This is where there was the largest selection of main entrees to choose from. Bunch of barbecue sandwiches. But then they also had more classic warm sandwiches, like a club melt. There was a turkey sandwich, burritos and tacos. There was an entire section for that. There was a little chicken section. Me and Lucas were kind of saying this is kind of their copycat of Raising Cane's or Chick-fil-A. Chicken is like very in right now. It sounds even funny saying that because it just is chicken, but people love their chicken in this specific moment in time.
Yeah, so of course they had to get their little Beaver hands on that. And they aren't forgetting about the healthy moms out there. They had a whole cold section for them. Wraps, salads, fruit.
There was a bunch of pre-made stuff in this section, and of course, even if you aren't a mom, you're still welcome. Like me and Lucas were browsing in that section and no one said, why are you guys here? No, like everyone's welcome, but I do picture like if our mom was with us, she'd be looking in this section. That's why I'm calling it the mom section.
It's also probably the Ozempic section.
Yeah, if you're on Ozempic, you can't be eating too much because doesn't it make you like throw up or some
I
shit?
feel like you'd feel full, so you'd be like, I need to eat my little like fruits.
Me and Lucas do have something really important to mention. 3, 2, 1.
They don't have pizza!
That's a gas station staple. For my entire life going to gas stations, pizza's always a staple. They always have that little fridge. It swirls in circles.
Oh, I love how it
pepperoni.
rotates.
Yeah, and you just get a slice. It's like $2.99. This place doesn't have pizza.
That's a statement.
Yeah, it's definitely a statement.
I wonder why, because like it wouldn't have hurt if there was a little twirl thing in there. Then I could get my supreme pizza, maybe even a brisket pizza, maybe a pulled pork pizza. Do they have something against Italy?
Probably. We decided to eat in the back of Lucas's car. It was very nostalgic eating in the back of your car because it just felt like summertime.
The freshly baked Beaver chips were scattered around the lunch section arrangements, so we had to grab a pack. I wasn't that excited because it's potato chip, you know, like how good can it be?
There was no sauce to dip it into. For example, dipping a potato chip into sour cream and onion dip, that's obviously gonna make you wet. But there was no sauce, so it was very hard to like conjure up excitement and other positive emotions.
But thank God we had low expectations because it made it even better when it was actually really good. It reminded me of potato spirals you get at the state fair.
Oh.
But harder, like hardened potato spirals. It was different from potato chips is what I'm saying.
That's something Buc-ee's needs to get too. That's another thing they're missing. Little nacho cheese button.
Oh.
They should get one of those for the Beaver chips.
Yes, and then you can
I'm
shake
just getting
it
so many
around.
ideas, yeah.
We need to work at Buc-ee's.
Even though we didn't have nacho cheese, I did still really appreciate these. I think I only had like 5 of them. Way better than most potato chips. Very much reminded me of like the state fair, fried freshly for you. Now we're getting into the actual food because Beaver chips, of course, aren't actual food. We're digging into the sausage on a stick that's wrapped in a tortilla. This is so funny because it just is so simple.
I know, and it makes sense because when you're on a road trip, sometimes you just want something simple like that to eat as you're driving with your knee on the highway and at such a high speed. This is an easy driving item.
And it wasn't some puny wiener. No, it was like really gothy and also like
It wasn't no chode. It was a big old juicy bratwurst and it tasted good. I do wish we had some ketchup to drizzle on the top, but we gotta taste everything raw to give you the full review. And it was funny because I don't know what sort of magic keeps the tortilla on the big sausage because I unwrapped it and I couldn't wrap it back up. So just as a warning, do not try to unwrap it, guys, because it won't go back.
Don't take off the condom.
I know.
This did exceed my expectations. expectations because the bratwurst hot dog had way more flavor than I was expecting. It kind of was spicy. It definitely wasn't your basic hot dog.
Sausage.
Oh yeah, like it isn't even a hot dog. It's a sausage, I guess, which makes sense why it was way better than if it was a hot dog wrapped in a tortilla.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The Buc-ee's chicken burrito. It had chicken, black beans, queso, rice.
Fajita veggies, we might have gotten the chicken fajita burrito. There was two. There was a chicken burrito and a chicken fajita burrito. I'm sorry, but I don't know which one we got, but probably the chicken fajita burrito.
This was exquisite.
Once again, these tortillas are just so good. They're way better than these like tortillas you get at the grocery store.
I know, and you would think chicken from a gas station wouldn't be good, but it was.
I don't know if the chicken is cut freshly at the Buc-ee's, but it definitely wasn't dry.
Finally, all of the construction worker men didn't steal all the salsa during the lunch hour, so we got to try the red salsa. It was just that spicy, classic red salsa, and you didn't even really need to add it to the burrito, but it was fun to add it sometimes, but it didn't even need it.
This was the type of burrito where I feel like we could make if we really tried, because it wasn't anything where it was like, oh my gosh, there's a magician in the back. No, like it was something that you kinda could make at your house if you spent like an hour or maybe even 45 minutes. This was more of a tame burrito.
Yeah, just simple and sweet.
Fudge. It's such a big part of Buc-ee's, so we thought, let's have a dessert with lunch. And now you could pick from like 12 different fudges. We got birthday cake fudge. Can we just talk about the presentation? It had this cute little red ribbon.
Aww.
Then you unwrap it, and this birthday cake fudge looked otherworldly. I love the sprinkles. It just felt so playful.
I was excited to try this white chocolate heavenly piece of food, but was quickly let down when I realized that wasn't even the flavor. It was more of a birthday cake frosting. For some reason, I thought it would be a birthday cake white chocolate thing, you know, but it tasted more like you were just eating frosting, which also is good. Is that what fudge is? I mean, I guess they're doing it. Like, I'm assuming they know what fudge is.
I kind of felt like the texture was weird to me because our grandma has made fudge before and it's more rough. Like, you kind of have to bite into it. I liked that about that fudge, was this was more of a frosting, like Lucas said, and I didn't really like how it was a frosting because it just wasn't what I was expecting.
When I was in 4th grade, my crush made me fudge, and that was way better than this. I didn't like it. I think we got the wrong flavor. Fudge.
It did taste like birthday cake though, like the classic birthday cake fun fuddy. For the official lunch rating, we're giving it a 7 out of 10. So it wasn't as good as breakfast. The chicken burrito definitely was my favorite thing.
Like breakfast burritos and breakfast tacos, that's always gonna be more exciting to me than like just a chicken burrito, you know?
Buc-ee's is the gas station. Why haven't you guys got any gas? Well, now it's time to fill up Lucas's new vehicle with some Buc-ee's gas. It was so amazing. Me and Lucas were both saying like, wait, I think the vehicle is driving better. Like it was way more smooth.
I think it made the entire interior of my car look better. The seats were popping more, the air conditioner was working better, the sound system was hitting more. I don't know what they do with that gas, but that Beaver is injecting something into it and it works. I did see some drama about the gas pumps though.
What?
People are mad that they don't have the little cleaners for your windshield, which, what the hell, Buc-ee's? They have everything else.
Wait, that is a gas station necessity.
No, I saw a lot of reviews actually complaining about that. People are mad.
This is the perfect time to mention that another world record that Buc-ee's holds is the world's longest car wash.
Yeah, it does seem like such a gimmick because besides just washing it down and wiping it, what else do they need to add on the assembly line? Like,
I was so excited to go in the world's longest car wash, but this location didn't have a car wash.
Great.
We still haven't explored everything Buc-ee's has to offer, so now we're just gonna look at even more stuff inside of this Buc-ee's. Beef jerky. Bunch of beef jerkies to choose from. You can get fresh beef jerky, like, you just tell a guy behind the counter, like, yeah, I want the pepper jerky, and like they'll freshly put it in a bag for you.
They'll literally go outside, shoot the effing animal, cut it open, and package it for you.
There was also an entire wall of pre-packaged jerky.
They had so many flavors, it was overwhelming. So I don't know how we picked this one, but it just stood out at the time. We just had to follow our gut.
Korean barbecue. I mean, I love Korean barbecue restaurants, so I
my
thought
gosh,
this
and
has to be promising.
Korean barbecue wings.
Buc-ee's beef jerky is a little taste of country. Some even say it's world famous. And then there's a bunch of other stuff to get you enticed. I haven't even opened the bag yet, and you already start smelling jerky in this room. It's overwhelming this entire room.
Oh my god, that is pungent. Okay, it's not a long strip. It's more of a chunk. This is tough. Oh yeah, because I was expecting more flavor, if I'm being honest. I like jerky that's more sweaty in the package. Oh my gosh, it's the Caribbean islands. It's so humid in here. Like, I want it to be falling off the bone type jerky.
Put your hand deeper in it is giving Caribbean islands.
I know it is, but just, you know what I mean? That's so tough. Have you had jerky that's softer than that, right?
I need to try one more piece because I'm having a really differing opinion than you.
I know,
but
that's why
I want to
kind
know.
of-
I want to know if I agree with you or if I don't. Yes, it isn't as soft as other jerkies, but the flavor of this Korean barbecue, to me, they nailed the flavor.
Even sometimes the bros disagree.
Yeah. They also had a bunch of Buc-ee's branded hot sauce. This is Scorpion Pepper hot sauce from Buc-ee's. I just loved how they even had their own hot sauce, which I mean is, I don't know if I'm right, but hot sauce is kind of a Texas thing, right?
Yeah, because Beyonce's from there and she sings about it, so I would just assume.
We don't have anything to try this on, but our little brother Ethan, this is another charity part of the video, loves hot sauce. Like, I don't know if I'm right, but he's probably the person I know in life that likes hot sauce the most.
He's a hot sauce person.
I'm gonna give this to him and hopefully he likes it. While we were in Buc-ee's, one of the cashiers recommended a few items. She really had angelic energy.
I described her as if Billie Eilish grew up in a different time in a different family.
She told us her two favorite items at Buc-ee's. First of all was this milk chocolate caramel sea salt. It was a little square of chocolate. I had it last night after dinner, and I fully understand this Buc-ee's employee because the sea salt on top of this square of chocolate is the perfect sweet and salty combination. And then the second thing she recommended was Beaver Buddies animal cookies. Animal cookies, but then they have sprinkles baked into them.
Ooh. Yeah, this is quiet luxury. It's understated. It's not a show off, but it's doing just what it needs to do.
These are better than most animal crackers.
Oh yeah, do you know those ones that are covered in the pink frosting? Like, yes, that's good, but it isn't quiet luxury. And then if you get those really plain ones, it's like, ew, what? It's just like, why are we restricting ourselves so much? This is the perfect happy medium.
That's all I gotta say about this. They had a bunch of sunglasses. Sunglasses are an iconic convenience store item. Our mom would always be getting these sunglasses.
I know, he's on the little spin thing, long strips of mirror on each corner.
So you can look at yourself and adore yourself. 1/4 of this entire store was household supplies.
Things maybe you'd get someone as a gift?
Decorations, cookware, and a lot of it was silly. It wasn't basic. All of it had like major themes happening.
A lot of it had to do with Jesus being like, I love Jesus, but I do cuss. I think I might have seen something that said like, Jesus drank wine too, so don't judge.
Jesus is very Texas.
My doctor said I need glasses.
Glasses of champagne.
Yeah!
Psychedelic mugs, water bottles, so many of them to choose from.
We all know about Stanley Cups and Yetis, but have you ever seen a margarita martini version of one? I didn't know this existed.
It's a wine glass, but like a water bottle.
See, that's what I meant when I said, like, this is all gifts. It's a Christmas present section. Like, can't you picture getting this for one of your family members? The only thing you know about them is that they drink, and you say, oh.
There was definitely a few items that were kind of out there. Like behind us in this clip, there was an entire kitchen set that's cheetah themed.
You know those have been there since like 2009 because no one's buying that.
Then another quarter of the store is clothing.
Obviously, they have Buc-ee's themed clothing with the mascot, the logo, all of that. But I was surprised to see they also just have other brands, like high-quality brands. I saw Oakley sunglasses behind glass. You would have had to ask an associate to open it for you.
There was also a bunch of America clothing. Like there would be a t-shirt that says like, God bless America and other America type stuff. Something that I noticed is that they were mostly playing country music on the speakers. Once again, of course, it's a Texas place, so like country music, all that stuff is part of the theme. There's some kids' toys, like this pony with this luscious hair. And there's also a bunch of other dad stuff like Yeti coolers.
But it did start to feel like it wasn't a convenience store. It felt more of a Bed Bath & Beyond place. What's that called?
Supper time! We had taken a break from Buc-ee's. We went on a walk and we were back at Buc-ee's. And after walking in, it was kind of funny because one of the employees said like, you guys are still here? And I mean, it makes sense that they said that because we got there at around 9 o'clock in the morning and then we were having dinner at like 7 o'clock at night. We were there for a long time. They didn't care though. They just were wondering like, why are you guys here? And it also kind of added to the embarrassment that I was wearing a Buc-ee's t-shirt that I just had got that day.
I kind of felt like they thought we were from a cult family where we weren't exposed to much and this was our first time escaping or something.
We got a shopping cart this time because we didn't know how much we were gonna get. All we knew is that we were hungry.
I thought maybe they would have different selections for dinners, like a pot roast platter or something, I don't know, but it was all the same as lunch.
There was some funny names though that I didn't notice during lunch. There was a sandwich called the Big Buckin' Sandwich.
Buck you.
This was our third meal at Buc-ee's, but we still had so much to choose from.
We decided to switch it up once again and this time eat our meal on the curb. We wanted to have more of an indie movie feel, coming of age.
So we started out dinner with an item from the healthy mom section. Crispy chicken bacon avocado wrap. Now, Lucas and I, we love wraps. I feel like whenever we're on the go and we're getting lunch, like one of us will get a wrap. Gas station wraps are always so tasty because you can't really mess up a wrap.
I just love how it's always so cold. The cold lettuce, the mayo, the aioli. It's all just so cute in the wrap. You know, it's not like a sandwich where at 360 it's falling out. It's actually safe in there.
Oh, it's like a baby in a mama's stomach. And it turns out we were both wrong. This isn't the healthy mom section because this wrap actually had 1,200 calories.
Oh my God, they're busting it more than the Beast breakfast burrito. I wish it wasn't crispy chicken.
No, same. I wish it would have been grilled because right after my first bite, I just realized like there's way too much breading on this chicken. It was the classic fast food, Wendy's, like Taco Bell type crispy chicken where it just isn't that good.
It reminded me so much of a McDonald's salad back in the day. They don't even have salads anymore, but that in a wrap. I mean, it was good. I don't know where the avocado was, so I think that might have been a lie.
I didn't really see any avocado. I don't know if it was more of like an avocado spread, but it was kind of missing from the equation. There was coleslaw though, which was a very nice touch because you need those refreshing elements. Like it didn't feel like Buc-ee's.
Yeah, I know.
It felt more of like, oh, it could have been from, any gas station anywhere in America.
Very mediocre. Oh, wait, are we at Raising Cane's and Chick-fil-A? Nope, we're just at Buc-ee's trying their chicken sandwich. I was hoping they'd have a spicy chicken sandwich. Wouldn't you think they would at this point?
I know, we didn't see one though. They just had a normal fried chicken sandwich.
This was very simple, but good. Breaded chicken with honey, and is that it? Maybe a pickle or two?
There wasn't much happening, but definitely the star of the show was this honey a sauce on the sandwich.
They aren't going to be able to join the chicken sandwich wars anytime soon, I don't think.
It is better than a frozen chicken patty because it was like actually real chicken. Like at least it felt like that. It wasn't plasticky.
Of course, we refilled our sodas. I just got full-on Diet Buc-ee's Cola, the whole thing this time.
I think I just got Diet Dr. Pepper again.
The 3-meat sandwich. Buc-ee's is known for its barbecue, and this has all of the best Buc-ee's barbecue. The sausage, the brisket, and the turkey.
It is massive, but we were like, let's get it and see if we can wrap our mouths around this.
All of that anticipation quickly came to a screeching halt when we saw that it was ripped open. And we don't know if we ripped it open or if some little kid did and touched the little booger hands on it. We don't know what happened, and we didn't want to chance it.
Part of the wrapping was missing, and I still was like, oh, let's still try this. It's not that gross. It probably was just us. But then we looked closer, and part of the bun was also missing.
Yeah, so I think it might have actually been someone trying to sneak a bite.
Next up, we had mustard potato salad. We were looking through that little mom prepackaged section, and they had a bunch of barbecue side classics. Coleslaw, we decided to get the potato salad because we wanted something kind of refreshing.
Tangy.
We didn't have a fork. We only had a butter knife, but that was fine. We still were taking bites of that potato salad.
Even though we tried so many different things, I feel like this one is burned into my memory the most. Like, I want to go back and eat that off that butter knife, that plastic butter knife. The mustard was so good.
Something about this potato salad is also burned into my memory, so we just have to both say, whether we believe it or not, this is definitely one of the best potato salads we've had, because why did we both love it so much? Like, it was the best thing to have at this specific moment. Potato salads that are yellow are always gonna be better than the white ones.
For
because
sure.
they have more tang.
The
star of the show! People are pissed. They've been watching this video, and you guys still haven't tried the most popular item at Buc-ee's. I didn't know this was the most popular item at Buc-ee's, but Lucas informed me.
Beaver nuggets! Are you kidding?
We were so excited to try them. We popped them in our mouth. I was kind of confused from looking at it. It just looks like popcorn, like nothing extravagant. Once I put it in my mouth, I understand the hype.
My first thought was, oh my gosh, this is peanut butter Captain Crunch. Yes! But then you reminded me, no, it's actually the waffle crisp cereal. Even better, though.
It's like cuddle corn, but even better.
This is one of those things, though, where like it's scary and you can't stop eating it.
We went to Buc-ee's a week ago, and I still have this package.
Let's see how it ages. Yeah, I had a little bit of a humid taste now.
Beaver nuggets definitely are a classic.
I know it's one of those things where when I saw it in TikToks, I was like, oh, this is so annoying. I hate everyone. Why are they talking about this? But then when you actually eat it, you understand.
We think Buc-ee's shines with their pre-made pantry snacks.
Yeah, that's actually a lot better than their fresh food, weirdly.
Something about the Lake Jackson, Texas manufacturer, like they do stuff in there that's whimsical.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of it is under wraps. NDA's required to know what they're doing in there, and I don't even want to know. I just want to enjoy the food.
We had one more thing on the agenda. Get a dessert. Because you need a dessert. I mean, we had the beaver nuggets, I guess, but we need like a proper dessert.
Like a cold dessert.
This is probably the perfect time to mention that another thing that Buc-ee's is missing is an ice cream self-serve machine. Like a lot of gas stations have this, but Buc-ee's doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't have that. Or even just a scooping place with a bunch of tubs.
I guess they already have so much happening, they don't need it. They already have that fudge, the bakery.
Maybe it does get to the point where that would be the one thing that would break the whole camel's back, you know?
We just needed to try Buc-ee's ice cream, but I was sad because I was like, where is the ice cream? But then we saw this little freezer section, and they had Buc-ee's ice cream sandwiches. I got the chocolate ice cream sandwich. One of the lovely employees went up to me and said, oh, is this like your first time having an ice cream sandwich? And we were like, yeah, we're gonna share it. It's gonna be so glorious. I'm so excited. I love life. He told us, yes, that is good if you like chocolate, but the best one is the sugar cookie with strawberry ice cream in the middle.
He was pretty adamant about it too. He was like,
I just trusted him. Like, I wasn't even getting the other ice cream sandwich to be nice. We went outside, split the ice cream sandwich cookie. And I mean, there's not much to say. All I gotta say is insanity, astonishing.
A lot of times I don't like these double cookied ice cream sandwiches, but I realized I'm the type of person who only can have one if it's sugar cookies on each side.
And the strawberry ice cream in the middle.
Not the best thing we had, but I would definitely put a star on this one if you're taking notes. Put a star next to this one so you know that we really liked this one.
Now we have to rank dinner, and unfortunately it's actually the lowest meal. We started out on the mountain and then we went to the valley, and dinner is being ranked 5 out of 10.
Which I think might be universal because Buc-ee's was way more packed in the morning. By dinner time, it was a little bit of a ghost town.
It is very sad that we spent an entire day at Buc-ee's, but we didn't see the mascot in the costume walking around the Buc-ee's.
Where the hell was he?
I don't know if we just missed him or if he wasn't there that day. Food at Buc-ee's is definitely an A+. I've never been to a gas station that has put that much effort into their food.
Everybody who was making the food was making it with love. They blessed it with the Buc-ee's Beaver juice.
Let's just all appreciate Buc-ee for who he is. He's a beaver that cares for us. He makes all this food, he hires employees, and yes, he does make the food cost money, but you can't knock him on it because we live in a capitalist society.
If he became a billionaire, I wouldn't be mad at all. I would say, please give him more money. He doesn't need to donate that much.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.